Okay, so welcome back to the updates on Littleton Bridge. It's just a quick update today. So progress has been made after testing in the last video. I've gone and split the boards apart, so I've got two separate ones so that I could start looking at fitting point motors. What I've done with the point motors is I'm using seat point motors. I've pre-wired them all and taken the wires into a little chop block to act as a jumper. And then when I go to fit these, they can just be wired from the wiring under the layout directly into these jumpers. And then should I need to change them at an exhibition, it's quite easy to just pop out the point motor, undo the wires, and then stick it all back together. So while waiting for some screws I've had to order for the point motors, which are short enough to not come all the way through, I've started painting the sleepers and the rails on one of the boards. Not sure how well it will show up on the video. I think it's not too bad, but what I've done is I've taken three enamel paints and I've sort of worked around blending, and I've got some nice colours on the sleeper. So all the sleepers are nicely individual coloured, and then for the rail sides, that's just a standard Humbrol number 29 brown paint. As I said, I've worked my way and done one board so far. The other one's still to be done, but that will be done probably over the next couple of weeks or so. It's took me approximately, I would say, about 3 to 5 hours to paint this board up, but I think it's well worth it. So these are the paints I've used to paint the sleepers. I've got Precision Paint BR Rail Grey, which is just a light grey colour, a Humbrol Matte 113 and a Humbrol Matte 110. And as you can see on the jewel case here, that I've just been putting some out, blending and mixing it, so I get various different shades before I apply it. And then rail sides, as I said, was just a Humbrol Matte 29. A third thing I've been working on is some 3D printing of stuff I've already produced. So these are cable troughs, and we did this in one of the previous videos, which I'll stick a link to. So I've just printed some of these out. This gives me approximately, I think it's about just over 1 meter in length. And then obviously they're going to be laid out with the signals that I've produced for Tunbridge previously. These two are chassis for the 4 sub EMU. Obviously you could have seen that on one of the shorts I had running around on a previous video. This is just the chassis for the dummy car, to the driving car at the end. I've already got 2 trailer cars produced. They're quite simple, and it's got the detailed trussing and the power fuse boxes and things like that. And then thirdly is similar to the driving car chassis. These are the trusses and fuse boxes, air compressors, etc. that will go on the powered chassis, and these will glue directly to the bottom of the chassis. Okay, so jumping forward a bit in time now. It's now a couple of weeks after Tings, and I've got the layout back together. I've been working over the last few weeks on continuing with the second board and painting all of the track work. I think it's a bit more visible in this light, the different colours between the browns, and obviously the rail sides I've done. As I say, that's taken me a few weeks to get through. Obviously life's been busy, and been working on the other layout ready for Tings. As you can see running around is the 319 unit. You'll notice now I have 2 of them. I managed to pick a second-hand one up quite cheap the week before Tings. I picked the second one up for £146, which I thought was quite a good bargain. So yeah, I got 2 of those now. I was planning on thinking of doing using one of the bodies to convert to a 456 unit, but I think I'll just keep it as it is and run it as a pair. As I say, all the painting's been done on the rails now, so going to be looking to move on to continuing on with the scenery. I think the next thing I'll go work on looking at doing is the fascias and the back seam, and then I can work on stuff like the ballast. some things I've managed to get at Tings. Got this 37, it was £20. It was sold as a non-runner. It looks like it's a CGM model. I've managed to pull it all apart. There was a split gear, and the motor was actually catching on the chassis box. So there's a little plastic clip on there that was catching, so I've cut that off and it seems to work fine now. Next to it, bubble car. That was on the dapole stand. Managed to get that quite cheap. Again, it was sold as a damaged item, and basically the damage is shown very well. The exhaust there on the left hand edge has been snapped, but I'll replace that, get a spare or just use a piece of wire for that. And finally, the last bargains I got was this plastic box with these 3 wagons at the side. The wagons look like they're old ISM O&K wagons, so Ian Stoke models, and the inside is 4 TEAs, and a couple of Ian Stoke VGAs. The whole lot there was £7.50 for that whole lot. Sold as spares or repairs. Basically, there was a couple of wheels missing, and the tank wagons, I think they're going to need repainting. It looks like someone's tried weathering them with powder, and they just look a bit naff, if I'm honest with you. So yeah, that's what I've managed to pick up, and the layouts, I'd say, now working again. One other thing is I've produced, 3D printed and drawn this little transformer, and that's going to go with the substation unit. I'll probably stick this item up on my Colt site so that anyone wants it can print it themselves. It was a nice little project. I did this while I was away at the EMU showcase as one of my demos. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to record it, obviously, because I'm doing the demo at the same time. So yeah, I'll stick that up on Colts. It's quite a nice little model. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this video and the updates. And yeah, we'll see you next time.